Welcome everyone to another episode of Time for BL. This is the podcast where we review movies, TV shows, novels, and comics, all in the boys love genre. So, we have a little walk-in closet. That's where I've been recording the past few episodes. I think I mentioned that because it gives good sound insulation with all the clothes and everything. And I made it comfortable. I have some pillows on the ground that I can sit on and stuff. And my husband, Mr. Young, just said, coming straight from the closet, it's time for BL. So... how dare he? Anyway, Bad Buddy episode 10. Oh my gosh, so I'm wondering if I should have waited until after I finished watching the show, until all the episodes have aired, to have read the book, because of course as I was reading the book I realized, oh wow, they just basically went, here are the characters, this is what the basis of the story is. We're just going to take those two things and here, let's rewrite the whole thing for the show. Taking different plots here and there from it for the show. And I wondered if I should have just waited to really see what the big differences were. But at the same time, I honestly just love the show's version better. I really do think that the show is doing a better version than the books. And I see a lot why they rewrote a lot of it. Why they changed so much of it, but I will admit the singing is getting on my nerves. I get it, it's a cute song, it's a love song, he's singing about his love, but at this point I'm like, okay, yeah, Nanon can sing. Next. I'm sorry, I am that person now. But I get it. Every show that has a singer or a guitarist or whatever in there, they gotta, show their talent somehow to promote them in that way as well, or just utilize it because they get to utilize it in the show, in the story, yay, and add to pad time, which I will say is my downfall for this episode. Some of the stuff did feel like it was kind of just adding it to add runtime, which was one of my complaints about, oh darn, the Red Thread show. Ignore me. Oh wow, I can't remember the name of the show now. It was one of my complaints about that show because I felt like they finally got to a point where it was a good place to end the show, or at a point where I was like, alright, this is where right about where you should end a show like this, and it kept going, and because of that it felt so long and drawn out. But man, them looks across the hall. But this one didn't feel like this is where I wanted it to end, or where the storyline should end. I think they're doing really well so far, but it did feel like with Bad Bunny the series, they're just putting in things just to get it to the runtime so that they don't get to the end too quickly. And it kind of has been like, if you're running out of story to tell, just instead of padding it here and there, why don't you put in the new storyline you created? Because the Pa Inc. love storyline was not in the book, and also hashtag Pa Inc. Well, Ink Pa, whatever it is, I don't care. Oh my god, the scream I scrumped. I was gonna say the shout I shoot. Like, oh god, I was so happy about it. Like, if you really need to add, it's not their show, but if you really need to if you really need to pad the show so much and add extra things, then add extra things with your other characters, because you have so many characters to utilize for the show. But oh my god, yay, just to see the relationship between Pat and Pa, and how much of a great big brother he is, supporting his little sister and her crush, and then yay, it can Pa, yay. Okay. I mentioned, like, from the first episode I saw them together that I was down, right? I did mention that. I'm so excited to see them together. I can't wait for Pa to tell her parents about that. Like, yes, both your children, both of them. And side note, yes, Pa's relationship with Ink was not in the book. Ink wasn't in the book whatsoever. In the book, it actually mentions that Pa had a boyfriend that she was going on dates with. They just got rid of him. But I don't mind, because he wasn't in the book either. It was just a mention of him, like, yeah, going on a date with her boyfriend. End of story. But yeah, Ink and Pa, better love story than everything's a better love story than Twilight. Why do I keep saying that? No one likes Twilight unless you do. Then I'm sorry for your taste. Anyway, I do really love though everything that they changed as far as the hospital room, because in the book Pat was in the hospital as well, but that's not where the parents found out about the relationship between Pat and Pran. But I'd just like to take a second and talk about the fact that Pran comes out of the room, sees Pat's parents, instead of just saying hello and keep walking, turns around like he's going to go back into the room. Like, he's that freaked out. Like, oh crap, I am lost. Dude. But I think, but you know, Pat had a great recovery. It was the truth. But I did go, where the hell did Pat's parents come from when they were at the mall? Because again, that scene was not in the book. Now I'm going to keep going, that wasn't in the book. When in reality, it was better than the book. And actually, yes, that's one thing I want to talk about. When Pran had Pat come over to the house to help him look, to try and find out information about their parents, to try and figure out why their parents hate each other so much. In the book, Pran was like, no, don't come over to my house. If you come over to my house, you're risking being caught. It doesn't matter if my parents aren't here. Like, if we get caught, we're gonna get in trouble and blah blah blah. And this was just them worried about their parents finding out they're friends, just friends. And in the show, Pran is the one going, come over and help me look, and it kind of switches it, because the whole idea was that with the book, Pat is the impulsive one, the one who's like, I'm coming over right now. And Pran is the, let's just wait. We go back to the apartment tomorrow. We'll see each other then. But I don't know if I like the change or don't like the change. I mean, it worked because it works for the storyline with them finding out information about the mom and that she went to high school with Pat's dad. The big reveal though, as to why their parents hate each other, here's the thing. I had the worst of the worst thoughts in my mind because of the book. Like in the book, like all the claims that are made in the show are pretty much some of the claims from the book. But one of them is that the parents did Pran's parents did deals with unscrupulous individuals in order to keep their business afloat. So they were dealing with gangs, and this is one of the claims that Pat's parents had. But they kept that out of the show, I guess, because I noticed with the show they're trying to keep it a lot cleaner, and I think it's also to leave some purity in there. So when they were saying there was an issue between Pat's dad and Pran's mom, I was thinking the worst of the worst things. I'm like, what did he do to her? Oh my god, does he need to go to jail? And then when they reveal the big reveal of why they hate each other, which is he stole her college scholarship, I was like, oh, that's it. And then I had to remember, oh wait, no, that is a big deal. He stole her college scholarship. Like, that sucks. But because of the book, I'm like, what did he do? How could he? Oh, that book set me up so bad. And I don't know if it did the same for people who are watching the show, or if they're watching the show like, what did he do to her? He stole her college scholarship. I need to know. Because I was like, not there. Because also, at the same time I was going, you're still rich. Like, you're still wealthy. So you're still rich. I mean, I guess you're mad because you never got to go have the college experience to grow a business on your own. I mean, if you did do that, would you have met your husband still? Or would you have gone to the same university and you're saying you would have met your husband at the university instead? Which, I mean, I understand. And I understand also where she was coming from, where she says he got to take over his dad's business, which is true. He was always going to be able to one day take over his dad's business. So he didn't need to steal a scholarship to get that. He could have gone anywhere and still take over his dad's business. But that also means they've hated each other before. So that's one of the differences in the book that I'll bring up right quick. So in the book, at first they were friends, and because they were in the same business, they were actually giving each other information, and because Pat's family was in the business longer, giving parents like, hey, this is what you should do, these are some people you should deal with, blah blah blah. And then when the credit crunch hit, that's when everything happened, and the two families had their falling out, which the guys find out that, so basically y'all just misremember stuff and just didn't have a proper conversation, and if you did, you realize you're fighting over nothing. Versus this, where it's like, no, they've always hated each other because he really messed up the life that she wanted for herself. And they blame it on other things to their kids to try and cover up what the true cause of the argument is. Now, one of the things I feel about that, because one of the things about the book is it shows that no one was actually at fault. They were both actually just misinformed about the other person, and just needed to really sit down and listen to each other. So one of the things I liked about the book is that no one was actually at fault, and they both, even though still by the end of the book they still don't talk to each other, they still have nothing to do with each other, they just like deal with each other's kids because their kids are together. Spoiler alert. Versus in the show, we now know someone is at fault. His dad is the bad guy, and we're supposed to feel sorry for him because his father, the grandfather, put a lot of pressure on him. And it's like, no, he's still the bad guy because he still made the decision to put her in a position where now she's a housewife. I think she's still a housewife because in the book she was a housewife. So put her in a position where, because she never got to go to university and fulfill all the dreams she wanted to fulfill academically, she is now a housewife. And even though she might be happy in that position, there's still so much she wanted to do that she never got to do. So I don't know. I want to see how episode 11 and 12 go first, because maybe I'll grow to like that storyline, because I'm not fully, I liked it better in the book where no one was at fault, and because that's usually how it is. A lot of people, they hold these grudges, and because they misremember things, or because they just never had a full conversation, I feel like that is more realistic. And I get wanting to put a real grudge in there because you don't want everything to be solved quickly, but just having someone have a grudge for years, like, I still know family members that don't talk to each other, and we don't know why. Like, why? They did something years ago. What? I don't know. Everybody knows that. Come on, think about it. You know somebody, family member, family friends, who doesn't talk to someone to this day, and no one knows why. No one knows why they're not talking. No, and even if you know the situation, it's like so stupid. But because of pride, no one wants to give in, and that's one of the things with these two guys. The dads have so much pride. Neither of them wants to give in. But we're not talking about the book. We're talking about the show. So I'm just gonna watch the next episode and the episode after, see how I feel about that storyline coming into play, and how they work with that, because it also makes me go, is it that the dad is going to get a redemption in the end? Are the families going to come together? Because they didn't come together in the book. In the book, they still hate each other's guts, but they love their son so much they're gonna put up. No, they still don't even put up with each other. They just like care for the sons. Like, y'all exist, but we're gonna pretend you don't exist. We're actually gonna fight you for your child's affection. How about that? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I'm loving this director. I think I love everything this director has directed. I'm gonna have to go back and look at their list because, dang, like everything is just good so far. And I've been saying from the beginning that is one of my favorite actors, and I'm still a huge fan of his. I can't wait to see what else this kid does. Like, he's definitely growing in his craft. I want to see him step out of the slice of life genre. Like, even though, well, actually, He's Coming to Me was more supernatural in the sense, because he could see ghosts and stuff. But I want to see him do more like that as well. Some supernatural, do some sci-fi, do some other stuff outside of the just slice of life as well, because I think most of what I know him for is slice of life. I'm gonna have to go back and look at his filmography to really know, but I think he'd do really well outside of that. He is just a really good actor, and definitely is going places. But that run, the scene where it's showing him running with the guitar to go and try and get it to Pran before Pran has to leave the school, I laughed so hard because I was like, what kind of running is that? It's like it's like Nanon was getting off screen and they're like, alright, and go, and he's just like, do this. I was like, what kind of run is that? I laughed. But he's not alone in that. A lot of TV actors just like, they just get these like run. It's like, oh my god, run. You knew you had to run. You read the script. You didn't practice your run. I shouldn't talk. I wouldn't do any better. Really back. Why? And that scene with Y goes back to what I said, where Y wants to go ask Pa out. It goes back to what I said, where Y is the main character of his group. Like, and I don't know if that was done on purpose for the story. If it was, like, amazing, because in the book, Y is definitely a secondary character. But in the show, Y, even though he's a secondary character, gives off main character energy. I don't know if that's what was intended, if that's the way it was written, or if that's just the actor being a really good actor. It works for some scenes. It doesn't work for all for me. Like that scene, of course, where he's going to go hit on Pa, it kind of works because it's showing him being really sad, like, okay, yeah, I have zero chance with this girl. That girl has a better chance with this girl, so I'm just gonna walk away. That worked. Where it didn't really work for me was when he had to go sit at the table with Corn. Corn still gives off side character energy, and maybe that's just Drake being an actor who can pull off side characters so well. He's played too many side characters at this point. I need a Drake-led show again. Just not... Oh god, wait, do I? Not whoever wrote My Tea or directed My Tea, or... Oh wait, oh god, who directed My Tea? There's nobody involved in My Tea. But... that like main character energy doesn't work for scenes where he really needs to be the side character, and I think now on the scenes coming from now on, if he's on any of the other scenes, needs to have him more given that side character energy. Or maybe it's just me noticing how great an actor that actor is. Who knows? I am excited about the next episode, but I have no idea what to think about the next episode because none of the beach scenes were in the book. Those were 100% added for the show. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about that damn scene with Pat in the room getting ready to fight for his life. Like realizing, yo, I messed up. I'm about to get my butt kicked. Let me just stand here and oh god. But yeah, none of the beach scenes were in the book. So these are completely new. So I have no idea where they're going with this. In the book, there was a scene where Pat asked Prime to run away with him. That's all I'll say about that. So them kind of getting away, this is going to be interesting for me to see because sorry, this is going to be interesting for me to see. I want to see how this turns out. I want to see where they're going with this. Not next week. I'm going to wait till the end of the show and I'll do one more Bad Buddy episode after I've talked about the 12th episode, and then do a full comparison of the book and the show. I'm trying my best not to compare the book to the show right now because I want to do a full comparison of the book and the show, rate each. I've already said it, even though I've already made it clear, I actually like the show a lot better because of the things they've definitely changed from the book, and I think it's better writing than the book, and I'll definitely get into that. But yeah, next week's episode, cannot wait. And I already posted a playlist in previous episodes where I've been watching it on YouTube. I will make sure to post a playlist in this one as well. That way, you know, I just go to the playlist and I can see which episode's next, and when I'm ready to rewatch, I can just start from the top and rewatch the entire thing. Cannot wait. But yeah, it's available on YouTube, on the GMMTV YouTube channel. That's one thing I like about them, the fact that they post their episodes on the YouTube, which it does make it available for us who do not live in Thailand, and the fact that they get subtitles up so fast for all the different languages. Part of me wants to rewatch the whole show in Spanish just to see, well, not just that show, but a bunch of shows that they have subtitled in Spanish. I want to rewatch in Spanish just to see how much Spanish I know. That's like a fun way to learn a new language. If anyone hasn't thought of it yet, just watch it in the language you want to learn and see how much you know, see how much you get. That'll be fun. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I've had so much fun talking about Bad Buddy episode 10. Cannot wait for next week's episode on Friday. Is it airing on Friday? I think it is airing next Friday. Yeah, and I hope you guys tune in as well. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please let me know what you think, what you'd like me to review, all of that. You can do that through Instagram and Facebook. Both links are in the link tree, which will be in the description as well. Don't forget to check out the merch shop, see if there's anything in there you like. You can get the logo hoodies, tote bags, all that, and also the I Like Boys That Like Boys shirts as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is JD Young signing off, and next time, let's make some time for BL. Bye.